Chicken
Chicken
Little is an
Little.
S tier for me.
Unpopular opinion,
That
Chicken
was.
Little is not that good. It's really
I
not.
I put it I put it
It's
in
not
B.
that good of a movie, but it's so I don't know. I loved the movie so much
B for
as a
me.
kid. So it's gonna go right there next to Dumbo and Peter Pan.
Meet the Robinsons, instant S tier.
That is a great movie. Yeah,
Dude,
honestly.
I watched this movie I've seen this movie at least 25 times. I used to watch it
Oh,
religiously.
there's a
Same
second.
with
There's a
same with
second.
Bolt.
Bolt.
I
Yeah, there
love
we go.
I
Instant
love
S
Bolt,
right
it,
there.
but I'm not
I got an original iPhone, and Bolt was one of the movies, like one of the only 3 movies downloaded on that phone, because obviously I didn't have service. I was like 10. I watched this movie so many times in the car on that phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in A tier because it wasn't that great of a movie. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put it in A tier.
It's
So
an
like
A
with
tier for me.
Princess and the Frog, is that what that is?
Yeah,
It's
not
above
seen it.
Lion King for me. I'm not gonna. Oh wait, no. It
Mm.
needs to be below it.
Honestly, The Princess and the
Yeah.
Frog is the still lowest ranking princess movie because it's the whole plot. This is a frog and there's a
That got
princess.
cursed, and so he needs to kiss a princess. So he
So
tries to
I'm gonna
screw
have
the
to be putting
princess
that back
the whole
down. I'm gonna have
time.
to put it down. It's
It's
gotta
a
go.
bit.
It's gotta go down an F. Honestly, I'm
What
sorry,
about
Princess and the Frog. It's going an F.
Need to be tier
Tangled.
in F
Okay,
tier
so
for me.
Tangled. Honestly,
Tangled's solid. It's not great, but it's
a
solid.
solid movie. It's gonna
Yeah,
go. It's
It's
gonna
I'm gonna go low
go.
B tier.
We're gonna put it up there, right in between Alice in Wonderland and Jungle Book.
I'm gonna put Tangled in B tier as well. It's above Tarzan.
Yeah.
It's my current highest B tier as well.
Okay,
Wreck-It Ralph.
Ralph.
Great movie. A tier for
Wait,
me.
what?
The first one was actually pretty solid.
Would agree.
I'll put that. I'll put that with. I don't know if I could put it with. I'll put it with Tangled. Honestly, maybe a little bit higher. The first one is very solid, very good movie. Let's see, Frozen.
Frozen, I
Frozen
did not
wasn't
watch
bad.
Frozen until like literally 3 years after it came out, just because I wanted to know why everybody kept talking about it. And
The
it
first
was
Frozen's not a
decent.
bad movie.
It was pretty
It's
decent.
Frozen
decent.
was kind of baller, but I don't know
I'm
where to
gonna I'm
put
gonna have
it
to put
compared
it.
to
I'm
all
gonna
of
put it
these.
low B tier.
I'm
Low
gonna put
B
it mid
tier.
B tier. It's not as good as Winnie the Pooh. I'm gonna put it below that.
Yeah, and then there's Big Hero 6 here.
Big Hero 6, of course. That's an S tier
Solid
for me.
solid A tier at least here, going above Chicken Little. Honestly, you might even put it above Dumbo. I did watch that movie quite a few times when it came out.
Zootopia.
Zootopia F. We'll
Zootopia.
give it we'll give it high D tier. It's not a bad movie, but I just didn't like it myself.
I'm gonna put it in B tier.
And there's Moana. I guess Ethan doesn't like Moana, but I actually did really like Moana.
No.
I'm gonna have to
I
put it
said Moana's one
high
of the
B
newer ones
tier,
that I
like
actually
probably
saw
top
and
B
liked.
tier.
Zootopia is one I hate, so Zootopia is in C tier for me.
Wreck-It Ralph 2. What was this movie? Is this where they like?
Ralph Breaks
I
the
don't remember
Internet.
This
this movie.
one was not as good as the first one. What they
No,
did
I'm gonna.
is
You know why
they
I'm gonna
needed a
rate
new
it high?
steering
You wanna
wheel.
know why I'm gonna rank Wreck-It Ralph 2 high? Because they have all the past Disney princesses is in it at once. It's the only time they all show up. So I'm
I don't.
ranking it
Okay, I don't even
literally
think I've seen this movie. I do not remember that at
above.
all.
They
They
do
aren't
be doing
they
it
aren't
though.
relevant. The whole movie
I'm
takes
doing
place
it.
in a bunch of different areas of the internet as they're trying to get money
Low A
in
tier. I'm putting it.
games in order to buy a steering wheel for the machine.
Frozen
It's
2.
not very
There's a
good.
second Frozen.
They did make a second one, and it's not as good as the first one.
I'm gonna have to
It's
put it in. I don't know. I've never
it's
seen
like
it.
okay, but then there was like lore and whatnot, and they kind of sort of gave them a family history that they didn't have before, and it's kind of all over the place a little bit. So I'm gonna have to put that one in F personally because I just didn't like all the additions that didn't need to be there. I haven't seen Encanto yet. I hear it's really good, but I haven't seen it yet. The first
Concept
Toy
is good.
Story's gotta give it a good old A.
I guess I'll put in. I don't know. I'm gonna make it my top B tier. I never really liked Toy Story that much. I'm gonna be honest.
The first one I liked.
Yeah, I can.
I will
I didn't
clarify
like
that.
the
The
second
first one I
one.
I
liked.
think the second Toy Story was honestly better than the first one,
The second one where they
where he gets like kidnapped and in that van and.
A Bug's Life, I do actually like A Bug's Life. That was a good movie.
I
actually
actually
hated
had
it. It
a
was
computer
B
game
tier for
about
me.
A Bug's Life, so I pretty biased on this one, but I liked it a lot. I'm gonna put it in A tier.
I'm actually
Low
gonna
A
put
tier.
it. I'm gonna go put it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it like above Toy Story.
Story
I
2 in
love
C tier.
Monsters Inc. Fight Me.
Oh,
I love
S
this
tier.
movie. This movie's
S
going
tier.
high A tier. You know
Not
what? No,
S
S
tier.
tier.
I
It's
was about
going.
to
It's going
say
right before Lilo and Stitch.
Finding Nemo. Gonna be real. Not a fan, but it's not a bad movie.
Not
I'm
not the
putting it
greatest movie.
low B
I'll put it with
tier.
Pinocchio because I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't really like it that
Toy
much.
Story 2 goes in B tier for
Mid.
me, but it's above normal Toy Story.
Okay,
Okay.
Incredibles. Obviously, this is an A tier. S
I was
tier.
actually
S
not.
tier.
I wasn't actually ever a huge fan of The Incredibles. It'll go high C tier for me.
I'm sorry, you're a criminal. Cars gonna have to be a high C tier for me.
First
Radic.
Cars movie, I'll give it a good old B. It gets a B tier. It goes right above Chicken Little.
Ratatouille's gotta be
Ratatouille is an
Wait, y'all are
S
already
tier
at
movie.
Ratatouille. Wait, hold on. What do we pass up? What am I doing? I'm sorry.
What are you
Monsters Inc.
doing? Monsters Inc.
Ratatouille's
was Monsters Inc. was an S tier. I'm sorry. It's a great
Monsters
movie.
Inc. Great. Nemo for me is C. It's not that great.
Yeah, I
Incredibles
put
are
that in
C.
C.
They're also not that great.
Yeah,
They're high C.
Tui's great. Ratatouille gets an A.
Yeah. So Cars. This movie is literally my childhood, and I love this movie to death. Instant S
I
tier.
will fight you. I did.
Dude, what's wrong with you?
It's a high C tier for me.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
below.
Okay, Ratatouille. I didn't watch Ratatouille up until like 2 years ago, and I was watching it in the car because my nephew was watching it. So I just
It's a
watched
good
it with him.
A tier
'cause it was a
movie.
long
It's
trip.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
A
I'm
tier for
gonna
me.
say
Mid A
mid
tier.
A
It's
tier.
below like Atlantis and Bolt and Hercules, but it's still good.
Yeah.
Wally. Wally is in
Oh,
S
I'm
tier.
Yeah, that
I-
went instant S right behind The Lion King because it is among my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
gonna make people angry. I'm putting Wally
You are
in
literally
B.
not invited to anything.
Up is also going to go above,
Up is a great
beneath
movie.
Wally at
I
high D
I
tier.
can't give it that high because it's not my favorite movie, but I literally can't tell somebody it's not a good movie. It is a really good movie, so it goes top of B tier. It is like a movie that is so objectively good. It doesn't matter if you didn't like it, you still liked it.
Nope, bad. Didn't like it. Toy Story 3. I know I got that permanent.
Yeah,
favorite.
the new Toy Story movies
High
are
C
Fs
tier.
for me. They flopped where the old movies succeeded, and I was
You know what?
disappointed.
I'm gonna put it in mid B tier, above Tarzan.
Toy Story 3 was kind of meh. I'm gonna go C tier.
I
for
gave
me.
it an F. They failed at what Toy Story was, okay?
Okay,
It
Toy Story
became
3 was kind of weird. I'm gonna
it,
yeah.
it,
I'm
it
gonna go
it
D
brought
tier.
upon a serious tone, and then they continued that, by the way, in Toy Story 4.
Cars 2.
Cars 2 gets an F because I don't
Everyone
even know
knows
what the
it's
frick
the
was going on.
absolute best movie on the planet.
It went from
Spy
being about
Cars.
cars racing to a spy movie. We didn't need James Bond, but with cars.
Top B tier. Top
No,
B tier.
F
Cars 2.
tier.
Brave. I didn't really like it.
Brave is a solid B tier, but
High
it's like
B tier.
lower B tier for me, so we give it B for Brave.
Monsters Inc. University. This was a. This was
Monsters
a
University is a special case because it's honestly probably
mid A
the
tier.
best sequel that Pixar has done, and it's not a sequel, it's a prequel. So I'll give Monsters University mid B tier.
Monsters University for me is quite good. It does not live up to the original, of course, but I'm gonna
No,
go
it does
solid B
not.
tier as well. It's definitely above Toy Story. All right, Inside Out.
This movie sucked.
It did not
F
suck.
tier.
It did not
It
suck. It
sucked.
was not
It
bad.
sucked.
It was not good, but it was not that bad. I'm gonna
It's
go
bad.
C tier. It's above Nemo.
So is Finding Dory. They just literally did the same movie. The first
not
one, they
seen
didn't
Finding
do
Dory.
anything different. All they did was instead of Nemo, it was Dory, and she made whale sounds. There was no difference. It wasn't that great. The Good Dinosaur. I will be honest.
F
I
tier.
didn't watch the entire movie,
F tier.
but I didn't like the what I did watch.
F tier.
No, Good Dinosaur was not that bad. My nephew was like obsessed with it for a while, and it was always on.
I'll put it and haven't seen yet. Don't remember. Even though I have seen half of it, I just didn't like the first half.
Cars 3.
Cars 3 was a special case. It's
How do
a
you
good
share?
conclusion to the Cars series, but it's not a fantastic movie. But it's still good. It's good. It's not fantastic. It's good. So I'll still put it in B with Cars. It's just lower B.
See,
How-
Cars
how do
3,
you
I've got mixed feelings
download-
about it. It's not great. It's not that bad. But the opening scene is like where McQueen's racing with all his buddies and like it shows all these stuff and like clips and stuff. I love that so much. So that makes that movie an instant A tier, just
They all
because of that
became-
nostalgia.
All up to where he crashed and died. Yeah, that was my favorite part too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Coco, not very good.
Incredibles 2 and Coco I've
yeah,
never seen.
Coco. I put in
Incredibles
B tier.
2 is I've
Uh,
seen half of it. I can't give it a rating because I haven't seen enough of it. Onward, I never watched it. It looked really bad. I hear it wasn't the greatest. Soul,
I have seen a large portion of it. I put it in F tier because it kind of sucked.
Soul, I watched it. I
I-
didn't like it. It was an interesting concept, but I feel it was too unique, but not in a good way.
I've never seen any of these movies. So I'm
Check
sorry.
my link in
Luca
the
is
DVD.
honestly low D tier. Wasn't great, but it was actually pretty bad, but it wasn't the worst. Turning Red is just a solid F tier. I saw most of that
absolutely.
movie because of the children, and I hated every moment of it.
Yeah.